The nun and the angel rain fell steadily over the monastery of Saint Seraphim, an old refuge lost in the forests of northern Italy. Nun Isabella, a woman in her 30s, with a serene gaze and a heart devoted to faith, sat in her small cell, whispering prayers in front of her iconostasis. Her life was full of silence, prayer, and devotion, but deep inside, she felt an inexplicable emptiness, a sense that something important was missing. One evening, while she was walking in the monastery garden under the silvery moonlight, a sudden wind blew around her. The atmosphere changed, as if she had entered another world. She looked around her with concern, and then she saw him. A man, wrapped in light, stood before her. His eyes shone like two stars, and his large white wings spread out behind him, almost touching the ground. "Do not be afraid, Isabella," his voice said, soft as the caress of the wind. "I am Raphael." Isabella felt her heart pound. It was impossible. An angel Raphael, the healer, the messenger of God. Her faith told her to accept his presence, but her human mind struggled to understand. "Why have you come to me?" she asked, her voice filled with awe. Raphael approached lightly without taking a step. "You have been chosen for something greater, Isabella. A threat is approaching, and only you can stop it." Isabella felt the weight of his words. Her life in the convent had been quiet and simple. She had not been born for adventure, nor for battle, and yet something inside her called her to listen. In the days that followed, Raphael appeared frequently. He spoke to her of the spiritual realm, of the invisible battles that took place between light and darkness. He revealed to her that a force from the past was returning, a fallen angel, Samuel, who had once stood on the side of heaven but now sought revenge. Isabella could not believe it. "And what can I do? I am just a nun." Raphael smiled. "You're much more than you think." And then he showed her. The gentle touch to her forehead, he revealed memories she didn't know she had. Visions of a past life, when she had once again stood as a guardian of the light. She was an old soul, a soul who had once again fought against the darkness. The nights passed, and Isabella began to prepare. Raphael taught her how to pray in a way that would call upon divine power. He taught her how to distinguish the light from the false light that Samuel used to deceive the weak. The first sign of the dark angel's arrival was nightmares. Isabella began to see flames, lost souls calling for help, and shadows slithering through the convent. The other nuns didn't understand the change in her behavior. They thought she was restless, perhaps even paranoid. Only the abbess, an elderly woman of deep faith, looked at her silently, as if she knew more than she was saying. And then Samuel came. It was an evening where the moon was hidden behind heavy clouds. The air froze, and the atmosphere was heavy. Isabella was standing in the courtyard when she heard heavy breathing behind her. "I've been waiting for you for so long," said a dark, almost hypnotic voice. She turned slowly and saw a figure wrapped in silver light, but this light was cold, without the purity of Raphael. Samuel still had the beauty of an angel, but his eyes were empty, without the warmth of divine grace. "Don't listen to him," Raphael's voice came, and suddenly he appeared beside her, the sword of light in his hands. "He is not the brother I once knew." Samuel smiled. "Always so faithful, Raphael. But you, Isabella, you can see the truth. Your world is suffering, and the heavens are doing nothing. Don't you want to change things?" Isabella felt doubt prick her heart. She knew the world was full of pain, but she also felt the darkness that enveloped his words. "The truth is not in hatred nor in revenge," he said loudly. "Faith is not easy, but it is all we have." Samuel tensed. "Then you die with them." And the battle began. Isabella and Raphael fought together. Samuel was strong, but he could not withstand the power of pure faith. In the end, Isabella raised her hands, and with a prayer filled the monastery with light. Samuel screamed and disappeared into the night. Isabella knew that the battle was not over, but she had found her way. She was not just a nun, she was a warrior of light.